Hey, we're back for attempt number 2. Here are only 15 drivers in the field. Same grid. We're gonna try and get the race in. Yeah, we're gonna try and get this race in. Last time we just lagged out of the session, so we will see how this goes on formation lap now. No qualifying. We're doing a custom grid from the qualifying we had earlier today. Everybody's gonna be able to choose their strategy, I do believe. So do we have any more people on mediums? No. Everybody who was on softs is on softs, and everybody who was on mediums is on mediums. So maybe some enforcement on that matter. Yeah, we are going to try one more time to get this going without any struggles. The grid's starting to form up now. Going very slow. Some people. Yep, grid starting to form up for try 2 at GSR Tier 2. First one didn't go too well, but we're going to try one more time to get this going. Here we go. Getting ready for lights out. And we are away for the Bahrain Grand Prix. AF1 Master gets off to a great start. He may be able to jump Harrison into turns 1 and 2. Watch out for Archie. He's going to take him 3 wide, maybe. He's going to go crossover. Oh, it's the back of Harrison. AF1 Master to the lead. Harrison goes second. Here's the Williams with a run, though. He may take it to the outside. No, Harrison does. He's going to go late braking around Aiden Master. They make contact. Here comes the Williams. Archie, he's going to be able to pass Harrison. 3 cars separated by a tenth and a half. Oh, Harrison's going to go right back at him. Late braking. They make contact. Dodgy dive bomb from Harrison. Oh, Archie hits the back of him. Archie, he's going to look to the inside. Hits the back of him again. And this squabbling's letting Aid pull away. Archie not done with him quite yet. Trying to build up a run on Harrison. Harrison lightly taps the curb. And that is that. Any over? Yep. BeebTube. He's got Joe looking to his inside. Joe backs out of it. Oh, contact! Archie and Harrison. Archie went for a pass and they went completely sideways in front. Oh no, not this again. Davis, not to the lead. He's in third. More lag. Chili is not in third. Davis is in third. And he's got BeebTube behind. Actually, no, Davis is in fourth. Ugh, Glitch Masters. Oh, okay, we're back. 8F1 Master has his 2-second lead now after all the squabbling. Archie right on the back of Harrison. Can he make a move on him on the straight? He puts it into overtake. Harrison just a sitting duck right now. Archie thinks better of it, doesn't attack Harrison this time. And it will just be single file. Not for long though. Archie not getting a great exit out of there. Better than Harrison on the straight though, so we will see how close he can get on the straight. Aid sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Not very aggressive from Archie. DRS was not enabled though, so maybe he's just trying to get close enough to try and attack on this next straight. DRS and overtake enabled for Archie. He's gonna have a great run. Can he get there in time though? He does not. Thinks better if it doesn't go for the dodgy dive bomb. And that is still Harrison in P2. Davis though, he's trying to stay in this battle. Joe just outside DRS range. You might see a train start to form soon as Bruh gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, if Archie can get a good exit here, Harrison will be under attack. Puts it in overtake and DRS and slipstream. Can Archie go for a move? Harrison, no. And look at the ERS comparison. Over 50% difference Harrison has over him. So great conservation from Harrison. Took me a second there. As Chili, he gets a 3-second time penalty. Harrison weaves to break DRS. Or slipstream reviews. And we are now on the front stretch. Puts it into overtake. Doesn't have a lot of it, but he's going to utilize it. He goes to the inside. Harrison not putting it in overtake. He's going to try and stay on the outside. Oh, he's going to go late braking. Oh, and Archie gets it done. Archie, though, here comes Harrison back with the ERS and DRS. Is he going to go for a dodgy dive bomb? He's not close enough. That's Archie into second place. Getting super sideways is Harrison. Here comes Davis. Four seconds is the gap to the lead as we have a yellow flag. It's the McLaren BG. Went for a spin. Now getting overtaken by Hissy. Side-by-side affair for the 13th position. BG will keep it. And a big train. That's somebody going way off. Scotty. And he's wheel to wheel with Sick Fountain. Sick Fountain, he's going to try clear him, and he does. Up to P8 for the racing point. Scotty must have wing damage. That car is not turning to what he would like. Yep, Duh is missing a bit of that left side wing. Unlucky for him. Oh, Chili's out! What has happened? He's just wrecked on the straight. Safety car is out. Chili hits them. Wow. So Chili out of the Grand Prix with contact with another driver. We are seeing some of the people pit. The people in the back half, they're putting on hards. Joe, he's going to try and take it to the end maybe, as well as Edgar's. And a bunch of mediums. And Scotty's going hards. And Bruh is going hards and repairing the wing. Chili has left the session, obviously a little frustrated after crashing out. But Striker, currently sitting P8, yet to make a stop. Last car to do so, so not having the race he'd want, but he's going to be able to put on hards, maybe go to the end. We will see differing strategies, people doing the two-stop or them trying to stretch the hards out to the end of the Grand Prix. But pretty calm period, as you would think with the safety car. We will see the strategies. Does aid off the final corner? He's gonna have to box if he's on old softs. He does. Is it for the mediums or the hards though? Great entrance for him, not losing much time. Archie. Oh, Harris. Is that Harrison staying out? Aid puts on the mediums. What does Archie do? Puts on the medium, so the leaders elect to go for the two-stop. Maybe this is why Harrison wanted to stay out a little longer. Try and go do the one-stop. So, same strategy for Harrison and Davis. And Ryle stays out because he's on 5-lap mediums. Aid will come out in 4th. So not losing a lot of track position under safety car conditions. This will benefit Aid a good amount unless he gets behind all these guys in traffic. We will see though Hissy didn't pit. He's up to P5. Archie pit. He was pit from the I think second position actually. He's back to P6. But on fresh medium, so he does have the freshest tires in the field. And behind him, it's all the people that stopped Joe opting for the one stop. Veteran Bubble on mediums, Edgar's on hards, Beeb Chubb on mediums. So different strategies throughout the field. This will be a definitely interesting race to the end with all the different strategies. We've had 4 people stay out, and it's people opting to take those tires a longer way, because everybody else still has to make a pit stop unless you're on fresh hards. So Joe, Edgars, Scotty, and Bruh are gonna be able to try and stretch it to the end at least. If they're conservative with the tires, they will be able to try and stretch it to the end of the Grand Prix. But field still being regrouped, not going this time obviously, as we have already crossed the line. This will be interesting for Harrison and Davis on the old tires. How quickly will Aid catch them, and even Riles on mediums, the harder compound? It'll last longer. Will they be under attack from Riles at the safety car restart? Harrison, if you're Harrison, you need a clean start to try and get away from Davis, and he's going to need Davis to try and hold off the guys behind, like Aid or Riles. Then you have Archie, who was P3, or P2 I should say. So we have a 3-second for veteran bubble under safety car, interesting. 5-second striker collision. Does he have any damage to the wing? Oh, it hits veteran bubble. Oh my. A little more contact under safety car. But as the whole field is regrouped, do you think we are going this time? Harrison, your race leader, followed by Davis, then Riles, then Aid, then Hissy, then Archie, Utile, Elephant, Edgars, Beeb Cheeb, and Veteran Bubble is your top 10, the 2 racing points. 13, 14, not having the race they wanted, but they are on fresh tires. And Bruh is on hard, so he may be able to try and stretch it to the end. Watch out for Bruh. Bruh. Jeff for bruh, bro. Safety car is in this lap. Yeah, safety car is in this lap. So Harrison, he needs to get off to a good start. Whole field going too wide. Harrison waiting patiently, and he goes. Davis doesn't get a great start. He has a little wheel spin. All the cars are separated a good amount. Not a great start for Hissy. Oh, Archie's out! Archie's out. He wrecked final corner. On safety car restart, Archie, who was P2, is out of the Grand Prix. Here's Riles on Davis. He's going to take it too wide through the second sector now. It's wheel to wheel, a little more contact. Riles trying to give him all the space he can. Oh, more contact. Shoots Riles out wide. Here comes Aid. Oh, Riles. Oh. Hissy goes sideways. Riles is able to stay in front of Aid for the meantime. Joe passes Hissy. And Edgar's. Yeah, we just have a little train right here. But it's Aid going on Riles now. The freshest tires in the field. Goes to the inside. Can he make it stick? They're going wheel to wheel up the hill. And Aid has to take the long way around, which doesn't end up working for him. So Riles is able to hold the position. This is great for Harrison. He's got a 1.3 second lead on second. So almost 2 seconds on Aid right now. Bra gets a 3-second time penalty. Aid thought about going to the inside of Riles. Does not do it though. He's going to have a great run at him if he does choose to use overtake. As he does, he dives straight to the inside. And gets past Harrison. Or gets past Riles. So now Aid will set his attack on Davis in the Haas. Not close enough on this straight to make any sort of attack. But he just needs to get close enough for the second DRS straight in the second sector. As we are now entering the second sector on board. And that is the Renault. Better in bubble. He goes for a spin. Doesn't look like any damage to the Renault though. And he will gas it back up. Striker who pit off safety car restart is currently last of the cars on track. Aid though, right on the back of Davis. Remember, no DRS for 2 or 3 laps after safety car restart. So not able to make a move right there is Aid. He's just trying to stay close enough for the DRS, which should be coming this lap, I think. That's the start of the 3rd lap, so it should be coming really soon as Scotty's left the session. I will try and invite him back. Yeah. Invite has been sent. Aid though on Davis. They're wheel to wheel. Aid's gonna get him. Here comes the crossover from Davis though. He's got DRS. Puts it back in overtake. He's got slipstream. To the outside he goes. He tries to make it stick. Can't do it. That's Aid into second. Now, the only thing separating him from the race lead is Harrison. And he has DRS on Harrison. If you are on the softs, you are going to have to start to pit soon. Maybe this is the time if you're Harrison or Davis, so you don't lose too much time on Aid. Because Aid is not going to be able to stretch those mediums 19 more, or 20 more laps, I should say. But Aid not close enough to make any move. And Davis just trying to stay close enough to these guys. Out of DRS range now. That's going to leave Riles free to attack Davis. Riles will maybe be close enough to attack on the straight. Does Harrison dive it down though for the hards? Does he go this time? No, yes he does. A does get DRS, but Harrison now boxes for most likely what will be the hard compound tire. Does Davis follow him in? Now, yes he does. Now for Harrison, does he go hards? Yes he does. Hards to the end for Harrison. Davis most likely doing the same thing. Yep, hards to the end. So now that Aid has to make another stop, he's going to try and utilize those fresh mediums until about maybe lap 18 or 19, and then he'll try and go to another set of mediums, possibly. We don't know yet, but now the gap to the lead is 2.4 seconds between each of the cars. Beebcheeb, he's going to have a shot at Joe here on the straight. Gets a decent exit. Doesn't choose to put it into overtake though. And we'll just sit behind Joe for the meantime. Joe on hards, so he is the first runner on hards that may not have to make another stop. So watch out for Joe. Starting to make a little DRS train right here. All of these guys within it, from 3rd to 6th. You have Riles 1.7 seconds ahead. But it's Aid pulling away from these guys. Riles will have to box in the next 2 or 3 laps if he's going to try the one stop and go to hards. Beebcheeb with DRS, he's closing in on Joe. Does he make a move? He looks to the inside. They're wheel to wheel. Can he make it work? Contact. Joe keeps the position with no DRS. But to the outside is Beebcheeb. Maybe try to cross over. Can't make it work. Right on the back of him, so maybe trying to pass him on the next straight. They are closing in on Riles even with this battling. So it will be a 2nd to 6th car train very shortly. Beebcheeb gets a great exit. Can he put in the overtake? No. He's not battling Joe. Interesting. So Beebcheeb will sit behind Joe for the meantime. So your net race leader right now is either Harrison or Aid. They were both really close to each other. But Aid has to make another stop. Harrison and Davis, they can go to the end of the Grand Prix. Currently those guys are 10th and 11th. In clean air though, so that'll help them out. Aid is in clean air though. And Riles getting ready to make his stop. Is Beebcheeb still not close enough to make a move on him? Very interesting that he isn't trying to pass him. Maybe they're just trying to catch Riles so he can try and do a double overtake, as he does put into overtake this time. Is he going to go for a move? To the inside he looks. Late braking. Joe, oh, can't make it stick. They're going to go wheel to wheel through the 2nd sector. More contact. Beebcheeb, oh, gives him a little squeeze right there. And that's Beebcheeb into P3. He does look really quick at this point in the Grand Prix, catching Riles. So that is what he's going to set out to do next. Joe, Edgars, and Hissey, they're going to try and stay within the DRS train they have going on right here. A little lock up there from Hissey. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting finish in terms of strategy with Aid and Harrison. Harrison doesn't have to stop, and Aid has to do at least one more. But that looks like the Williams of Riles. He's going to pit. Nice entrance. Joe on Beebcheeb. He's using overtake. Can he make a dive bomb. Yes, he does. Beef Chibi goes for the crossover around the outside. More contact. Joe gives him a bit of a squeeze. Using the overtake is Beef Chibi. He loses the position to Utalfin. This squabbling is just letting Aid pull away to an even massive gap. But Aid isn't racing the guys behind. He's racing Harrison and Davis, who have pit for the hards. And I guess Riles came out very close behind Davis. So don't count Riles out just yet. But Aid's got great pace right now on 7-lap mediums compared to Joe's 8-lap hards. Beebcheeb and Joe, they're gonna maybe have another bite on the front stretch. With the gap now almost 10 seconds to the lead. Do they think better of it and try and work together? Beebcheeb doesn't put in the overtake, so he is gonna stay behind. Bruh, gets another 3-second time penalty. Beebcheeb, will he try and go for an overtake on this straight? Doesn't look like it. He is in the slipstream. No overtake for him. He will just sit right behind Joe for the meantime. Still losing time though. It is now 10 seconds to the lead. Aid running very consistently right now. Beebcheeb though, still on the back of Joe. Is he going to be able to go for a move on him? Not making the move still. Maybe saving some ERS and fuel behind Joe. Edgar's in the slipstream train, ERS train behind these guys. Joe and Beebcheeb saving the ERS right now. Joe had a good amount of 78 right now compared to Beebcheeb's 50 behind. Beebcheeb still not using the overtake. He's just sitting behind Joe and trying to save some of it. Maybe this is letting Edgar's try and get into this battle low, very low on ERS, but he's trying to get into the battle. Hissy losing touch with these guys. The gap now 2.5 seconds. And here's Harrison, only man that seems that can stop Aidmaster from winning. He's running by himself right now. Aid will try and pit soon, maybe in the next 2 or 3 laps. Beebcheeb still right behind Joe. The gap is just half a second. Good exit for him compared to Joe. Doesn't put an overtake, just saving that ERS. This is the apex just a tiny bit. Edgar's trying to hold on to these guys on hards. And he gets it a 3 second for extending. We did catch that on the stream. Riles though, he's almost on the back of Davis. 1.2 seconds, bruh. Gets another 3 second time penalty. Beebcheeb right behind Joe. Still. The gap now almost 13 seconds. Aid is running away with this. Aid for tier 1. Aid for tier 1. Hissy pits. He's going fresh hards to the end. Interesting. At this point, you maybe be able to stretch out mediums for 13 or so laps, but he elects to go to the hard compound tires, as well as Striker, who just pit as well. Ado still leading the Grand Prix. And Joe and Beebcheeb still battling. Beebcheeb saving a lot of ERS on Joe right now. Maybe just hoping to cheese his way past Joe on the final couple laps, save his ERS, and then go all out at him. But Joe's not being fooled by it. He's saving more ERS. So, definitely in for an interesting finish between these two battling wise. Joe, it'll be a stretch. He's not going to be able to make it to the end. Beebcheeb is not going to be able to. Joe might. It's a bit of a stretch when you have 12 more laps left. So he's going to have to stretch those hard. Oh! Beebcheeb, he went for the move. Didn't even notice. Joe, trying to stick around the outside. Ooh. Barely gets it, puts it into overtake. He's not going to lose the position. To the inside. Maybe a switchback. He's going to try it. Wheel to wheel as they go through the second sector. Contact! Oh, more contact! Beebcheeb goes to the inside. Unrelentless battling. Joe gets in front. But Beebcheeb, he's going to have DRS. Maybe he's going to utilize some of that overtake that he's been saving. Gets a great exit to the inside. Joe puts it in overtake. He's not messing around. And Beebcheeb will sit in behind. "15 seconds now is the gap to the lead as Riles gets a 3-second. That's not going to help him as he was trying to catch Davis. The gap still as where it ends last. Wow. The gap's still 1.2 from where we left it last. And Beebcheeb with DRS, is he gonna try and pass Joe again? Nope. Saving that ERS again. The last attack didn't work, so maybe back to the drawing board for the McLaren. He's got a great run. Overtake to the outside. Does Joe? Oh, Joe pokes a nose in, loses the back end. Oh, almost a wreck from Joe, and that's Beebcheeb into second. Joe not having a great second sector. He needs to try and catch back up to Beebcheeb to get DRS on the straight. He will get it though this time. Some people stopping now. Hissy made his stop. Sick Fountain made his stop. Bruh made his stop. And we already said Striker did. Harrison back up to 6th. Beebcheeb gets a 3-second. That's important in his battle with Joe, Utah Elephant. Harrison's still in clean air. This has been very helpful for him. Very helpful for him to get the clean air. And Davis not too far behind, but not to the point where DRS plays a factor. Look at all of them saving ERS. 87%, and then there's Riles, who's not been saving at all. Just trying to catch Davis and getting his DRS. Doesn't seem like he has the pace to do so. Joe almost losing the back end again in the second sector. Just trying to hold on to Beebcheeb for now. He is struggling a lot on those hard compound tires, so he may choose to dive it down again. But the gap now 16.5 seconds to the lead. Now if I can do my math, Harrison's 3 seconds behind veteran bubble, who is 5, then 2. So that right there is 10. So the gap's about 28 seconds between Aid and Harrison. I do not know how long a pit stop takes, but here comes Aid. We're gonna find out. Oh, great pit stop entry for him. We're gonna see. He is most likely going softs to the end. So he's gonna have great pace. I don't see how Aid doesn't get this. Harrison not even on the final straight yet. And Aid's gonna retain the lead. Now this is interesting. Joe, who pit before the safety car, has the lead. He may try and stretch it out. Oh my. Just look at the pace of Aid F1 Master. Just destroying Edgar on Edgar's old hards and Aid's fresh mediums. So pretty much Joe is the only person that can stop Aid Master now. Because the soft to hard strategy did not work out for Harrison and Davis. And they are still a good amount behind veteran bubble. And those guys in front might try and stretch to the end, but look at the gap just shrinking every single second. Purple sector 2 for Aid. This is Aid's race to win. All he has to do is pass Joe pretty much. Beebcheeb made a stop for fresh softs. That's why he's not, and that's why Joe is not under attack. Joe now boxes, so he's not going to the end of the Grand Prix. Edgar stays out. He elects to stay out. So it's hard to say if he can stretch it out to the end. The guys like Harrison with 6 lap pressure tires will definitely be able to go to the end. It's just a matter of how much time is he gonna lose. Because he's got 6 seconds on Harrison. If he thinks he can hold him off with the old tires and not get a puncture, I say Edgar stays out and tries and go for a podium right here. But Aid F1 Master, he's pretty much got this locked up. Yellow flag sector 1, that looks like a Renault, maybe? Veteran bubble, maybe. Seems fine though. But yeah, Aid's pretty much got this one locked up. Anything can happen though. Harrison still 6 seconds behind Edgar. So Edgar's pace is pretty decent on the 6 lap older hards. Harrison is catching ever so slightly, but isn't enough as Aid goes fastest. Scotty Jets, who left the session a little bit ago, is now getting lapped by Aid. 12 seconds is the lead as Edgar pits. He's gonna go softs to the end. So not trying to stretch out. And that's Harrison in second. Look at the pace difference. When Harrison pit, he was in front of Aid. Now the gap is 13 seconds. And Harrison isn't even running bad. He's just off his personal best in sector 2 or for this lap so far. So Aid's pace is just unmatchable by these guys in this race so far. But we will have an interesting finish though. Harrison and Davis now very close to each other for the second place. Riles at a 3 seconds, so Joe's got to close in just a touch on Riles. With soft compound tires, it shouldn't be a problem for Joe to get that 4th position. But with 7 laps remaining in the Grand Prix, 6 laps, I should say, remaining in the Grand Prix, Davis is going to have a shot. He's going to have to save the ERS though, because Harrison's a lot better than him. So if you're Davis, you got to start saving that for probably a last lap attack at GSR Hamilton. So this battle will be interesting. If Davis hits his marks and does gain, he might not need to utilize all of the battery. He cannot put it in overtake though. He should just sit behind and wait for Hamilton to make a mistake, because he needs to save the ERS, and he can do so right behind, sitting in his DRS, not using overtake. So Davis will have a good opportunity at this. Joe already only 2 seconds behind, so he does have 4th pretty much in the bag. Can he try and catch Davis and Harrison though? The softs at the end was a very good strategy for him, because he's going to be able to get 4th. If he puts a little pep in his step and maybe Harrison and Davis squabble a little bit, he may be able to catch them if he runs some good laps. So he can't waste a lot of time passing Riles, trying to do it cleanly on a straight, then set his sights after Hamilton and Davis. Davis saving the ERS, or trying to save the ERS at least, passing the laps car of Scotty, who is no longer in the session. But that's going to help Harrison. Hamilton got DRS off of the lapped car. So, not great for Davis, but he still is right there, so not really playing much of a factor on this battle, as he just gets DRS on the next straight. And the gap closes to just under 3/10 as Harrison gets a little sideways, so does Davis. The hard's losing a lot of grip now as veteran Bubble, who's currently P11, gets a 3-second time. But Harrison loses it! Goes super sideways. Saves it though, and right behind Davis. Now Davis is going to be the victim of his assault. Harrison's got a lot of battery to utilize. So now the roles have reversed. And with all this battling might to come, we got 4 or so laps remaining. Don't count out Joe just yet. 2.8 seconds behind on fresh softs compared to old hards for both of the guys in front. So Joe needs to put his head down, run some quali laps, and he might be able to catch these guys. Let's see though, Harrison, he puts it into overtake. Is he going to try and get Davis back on this? Yes, he does. He's going to try it. Davis goes super defensive, weaving across the track. Not even a struggle for Harrison, just utilizes all of the battery that he had. And he still has 25% more than Davis. So now the roles have reversed. Davis needs to save the ERS and stay close. Oh, Harrison overshoots it. Davis loses the back end. Joe can see them now. Joe needs to put his head down and try and catch them. We have 4 laps left in the Grand Prix. Aid is 21 seconds ahead of the field. But the battle for the podium is not over just yet. 2.1 now for Utah Elephant. Let's check penalties actually. Race director. Aid doesn't really matter. He's got 21 seconds. Harrison has a warning. So only 1 warning. Davis, 2 warnings. Utah Elephant, 2 warnings, a warning. So 1 for contact. None of these guys have a penalty. None of these guys have penalties yet. And Harrison, or no, that's my fault. Davis using some overtake to try and close to Harrison. Harrison goes a little wide off exit. Davis, he's going to use a bit of that overtake to get a run. He's got DRS now. He's in the slipstream. He's going to take it to the outside. And gets him cleanly on the straight. Not over yet. Harrison still has more ERS by a lot. So it's not over. He may even try and go back at him this straight. No, he doesn't. Joe only 1.5 back. 1.3 seconds back with no penalty. He can try and steal second from these guys. Needs to put his head down and drive good to try and get the slipstream or the DRS. He has it. He has the DRS already. Utah Elephant. He might be able to pass these guys before the final lap. His pace has been incredible. Harrison now sticking just about half a second behind, as well as Mr. Joe Utah Elephant. Very low on ERS though. The DRS was much needed for his attack back on these guys. But dirty air might play a factor, might halt his progress just a little bit. As we've now entered the straight, overtake for Harrison. He gets the DRS. He's just going to go zoom around the outside. Joe watching all of them go right now. Does get DRS for the second straight. Davis though, he's going to get a better exit. He's got no ERS left. He's going to put it into overtake either way. And that's Harrison. Harrison with 30% and Davis with 10. Joe with 14. All of these guys very low. But Harrison the highest of all of them. Davis right on the back of him. He's going to get DRS. He's using overtake right here. Yellow flag. It's the McLaren of Beebcheeb. Spinning in the second sector. Here they go though on the backstretch. Davis not close enough it seems like. Where's Joe? Joe's right on the back of him. Saving some ERS right behind him. Does he make a move on Davis right here? Right on the back. Not quite. As long as Davis has the DRS, it's going to be really hard for Joe to try and pass as we enter the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's been here for quite a minute. Edgars gets a 3-second time penalty. It's the final lap. Harrison goes all the way down to shake DRS. Where's Joe? Joe gets past. Uses all the overtake. He gets past Davis. Oh, he goes for Harrison as well. He gets it done. And gets DRS. Now Harrison, he's going to be under attack from Davis now. Davis, not close enough to make a move. What a straight for Utah Elephant. Gets a great exit. Gets Davis and Harrison on the same straight. Do any of them have anything for Joe? Joe on 6-lap softs. About the end of their good life. But those hards have been at the end of their good life for a while now. And the gap now over a second. It's pretty much between Davis and Harrison for the final spot on the podium. An 8 F1 master. He crosses the line. He wins the Grand Prix in dominating fashion. Utah Elephant gets a 3-second time penalty on the final lap. He may have just lost it. He may have just lost his podium on the final sector of the final lap. Joe coming to the line. He's going to finish second on track. But he loses it. He loses the podium. Braw gets a 3-second time penalty. Edgars gets 6th. Veteran Bubble gets 7th. Joe, he loses the podium on the final sector of the final lap. Oh, he's gonna be annoyed with himself. No need to push right there. He's already up a second, and he just slightly extends and gets a 3-second time penalty. So unfortunate for Mr. Utah Elephant. He's gonna come home P4 with penalties. And Harrison loses by 26 seconds to 8 F1 Master. 26 seconds. Aid for Tier 1. He's gonna win the race. Incredible performance from Aid. Riles gets driver of the day. In game, at least.